guys, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm back with another recap video. This movie was from BET Plus. They had just came out a few days ago. It's called Trophy Wife. I'm not sure who the actress is, but I will put them in across the screen. It stars Tony, Mark, played by Sean Patrick Thomas. This girl Camille by Teresa Topnotch. Yeah, I might have heard of her. She does a lot of great stuff, and she's funny. She's on Instagram, so she's in it as well. Then it has his mom, which is Doris, and his sister, London. Tony's best friend, Nicole, her fiance, which is also Mark's business partner, Victor, and the landscaper, August, that works on Tony's house or whatever, make sure her garden stuff is good. So basically, Tony and Mark are married. Mark has a job with Victor as holding games, so basically like a gaming company. They have this big house. Everything seems good and great at the moment. But Tony starts noticing that Mark is always out. She calls him, he never returns his call. So yeah, so she's wondering where he's at. So Mark is at his job or whatever. Victor comes in, and in comes Camille, and eventually he leaves because they're supposed to have, Victor and Mark's supposed to have a meeting, but that didn't go as planned. So Mark leaves with Camille. They go on a romantic day together, whatever. So by that time, it's late. And, Mark, rendezvous with her and decides to come in when he wants to. Tony was home. She made dinner or whatever. And, she was upset. So she was like, well, I guess that's what it is. I'm going to go to bed. Eventually, some time passes, probably like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, he decides to come home. And Tony doesn't let him in the room, so he ends up sleeping on the couch. So the next day, his laptop is up. And she starts seeing these pictures of this lady. And then she made like a mental note of what, of what she looked like and stuff like that. So once that morning has happened, whatever, she has breakfast. Nicole comes over and talks to her and stuff like that. Nicole and Victor are supposed to be getting married. So, yeah, so Tony tells her about her day, how he's out with other women and stuff like that. And, Nicole tries to reassure her that, that's not what it is. That's the case, stuff like that. And then, like, and stuff like that. So, we're going to fast forward. I don't want to talk at death. So, long story short, they have a party at their house. The mom comes. The sister comes. The mistress comes. Everybody comes. Basically, Victor wants to sell the company, but Mark doesn't want to sell the company, so them two get into it. And even at the party, you can tell that there's still some confrontation between them two, but, they just shrug it off. So when Tony and Nicole are standing next to each other talking, whatever, and they see the mistress. But before that, Tony was, like, feeling out of it because, he stood out all night, and she's wondering what could be keeping him out in the streets, another woman. So Mark decides to give her these gifts, a tennis bracelet and the roses. So at the party, Tony was still angry, and she gives the bracelet to Nicole, and Nicole was like, okay. So then Tony confronts Camille while she's talking to Mark, and things go left. They end up going into the house, everybody. Tony and Mark say a few words. Then Mark decides to threaten her with a divorce. And she's angry, highly upset. She's supposed to be taking medicine for her mental depression. And she ended up having alcohol that night. So, she was already riled up. So, doing so, his mom, his sister, and her grandmother, and Nicole is all in the lobby while they're talking. So, he storms off. She throws the glass. He barely touched him, but his sister was like, oh my God, you could have killed him. But so eventually Tony walks off, and she goes into the room and starts crying. Doris, she kind of like sympathizes, but she's not really trying to put forth too much effort into it because that's their relationship, even though that's her son. His sister is like, she's doing too much. She's always acting for money and stuff like that. So it's like, trying to lay low. So, after that, supposedly Mark leaves, the house, and Nicole goes and tries to talk to Mark so that he could try to, you know, get him on board to sell the company, but Mark still tells her, no, we're not going to sell it. And then she goes back home. Nicole goes back home and tells Victor what happened, and he's like, well, you got to do something about it. So, the next day comes, Mark is nowhere to be found. Come to find out he's been murdered. His boat has been found. London thinks Tony killed him, but that's her husband. Why would she kill her husband? I know people do and say things when they're heated, but some people don't take it to that extreme. If that was the case, she would have killed him right then and there when she threw that glass. But she didn't. So the police come, they investigate. Everybody starts looking at the suspect. Everybody tells their alibis and stuff like that. But, you know, it always goes close to home where it starts with the spouse. So everybody thinks she did it. She didn't. Eventually, it was the next couple of days, the will and testament guy comes and he gives out the will and testaments of what Mark's wishes was, and you know, if she, because since everybody knows about her mental illness, Mark put into the will that if Tony doesn't seem fit, that his mother had a chance to take over take over everything that is going on. Eventually, she was like, no, I'm good. Victor was there. He was like, And then London was like, So, you know, they're plotting separately, but, you know, come to find out, Victor wanted Nicole to, you know, get her to, you know, get on board so they can sell the company. So, the next day, London comes over because, you know, they still can't find Mark. And she's London's still upset with the fact that she thinks that Tony did something. Tony gets irate and she ends up picking up a knife and she ends up slashing London's arm. So Nicole saw that as perfect opportunity to, you know, get her admitted to the psych ward. I mean, eventually that works because she's there. They find Mark's body, his boat. He was killed a few miles away from his house, and you know, everybody, like I said, been questioned. So while Tony is at the psych ward, Victor is still plotting with Nicole so that he can get the mother on board to get the company with her. Because since Tony's seemed unfit, you know, the mother gets a chance to, you know, handle his affairs. So, long story short, Tony hatches a plan or whatever, and with the help of August, you know, she was able to mastermind it. The detective also comes to the psychiatric place to give her new evidence and new information. And once she saw the bracelet, she already knew. She was like, listen, I know I did not do that. I'm going to find a way to prove it to you. Eventually, they, you know, let her do what she got to do. Long story short, they found out that Nicole was the one who killed Mark and was having an affair with him. Also found out that, you know, she was never going to have kids with Mark because Mark got a vasectomy behind Tony's back. So that was she was already upset with that. But come to find out, her doctor was her secret man. So basically, she got all his money transferred out of his accounts into her account. She paid August for helping her, you know, get her books and stuff like that. And she got a chance to live the good life with her new man. Don't get worried about the old man. She still got the company, got money. She basically had it away so that her mom and his sister don't got no money. August lived his best life by himself. And, you know, it was just crazy. Like, you got to be careful of them best friends because they be out to get you in the long run. You may think they're giving you good advice, but slowly behind your back, they out to get you. They're your worst downfall. So, guys, if y'all can check this movie out on BET Plus. It's called Trophy Wife. And that's it. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please give it a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.